take my mind.
Welcome back to another episode, Change Shamar. Today, the hottest podcast on the planet.
On the planet, you gonna stand on that?
I'm going to stand on that.
You gonna drop them things on it?
I'm going to drop them things on it,
That's
man.
what I'm talking about. How y'all doing today? What's up, V?
Good. Today's a good day.
Today's a good
Happy
day?
Saturday.
Happy
Happy
Saturday.
Okay, Ice Cube.
What about you? What about you? What about you?
Man, I'm feeling
You
good,
gonna drop
bro.
a triple double?
Hey, you already know it,
I
man.
already know it, man. We're gonna have a good episode for you guys today. We're gonna be talking about character. What do you guys think about character?
Well,
And I mean, in general.
in general,
Yeah, character.
well, I think, character is not complex. It's not something that's complex. It's just doing the right thing every day. You know what I'm saying? Doing the right thing when no one is watching you, when no one is looking. Just having good character, doing the right thing for your family, doing the right thing for your name, doing the right thing for your community, and just doing the right thing for your loved ones, man. That's my definition of it.
Character?
Yep.
What about you, Ralph?
No, I was looking at you. Go ahead.
I know. What do you think
It's
about
on-
character?
No, it's on. Ladies first. What's your take
I don't have really much to say about
on
it.
character?
Mhm.
I know you got a lot to say on character.
Mm-mm.
You have nothing to say on character?
Mm-mm.
Well, I think for me, character is basically, I agree with you, man. It's doing the right things when nobody's looking, but also too, character is doing the things that are right when others are egging you on to do the wrong things. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? Being a
mhm.
man and standing on your own,
Mm-hmm.
even when the room is everybody's going one direction,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that direction is wrong.
Mhm.
You say, you know what I mean? You got to have the compassion, the understanding, the willpower to say, I'm not going that route.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go my own route.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Character is very important in our community.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Oh,
no, I still don't have much to say on character, but so my idea when it comes to character, right? I looked up the Webster's dictionary
Okay.
definition
Mhm.
of character because I wanted to make sure my mental was proper.
mm-hmm.
So, Webster says the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual, right?
Okay.
And so, when we say character, I think it's more or less depending on who you are,
Mhm.
how you were raised,
Mhm.
where you were raised, because character is just that. It's not. I think what you guys are expressing or
Mhm.
describing is more like is more deeper than character,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like your integrity, who you are as a person, your morals, your beliefs, right? But that all plays into a character. Like you say, oh, that's just that so and so's character. You know,
Right.
like this. That's just how this person is, or whatever. That's why I don't have much to say on it. Like we all have our own characteristics, our own character traits,
Okay.
right?
Oh, definition.
But we don't necessarily all have the same beliefs.
I mean, that's what makes
Right?
it beautiful.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to all have the same beliefs.
That's what I'm saying. But so with character, that's what kind of distinguishes us, right? Like this is how Al is, or this is how Ralph is.
what's your character? What is your? How would you describe your character?
I think if I won't say me, I would say if people were to describe me, like if you ask someone to describe me, probably very outspoken,
Mm-hmm.
right? Very opinionated,
Okay.
right? Independent.
Mm-hmm.
Probably I think of a lot of other words too. A lot of other words too.
But negative, 'cause negative words.
Not necessarily negative. I'm just saying. I mean, they could probably just. I've heard people describe me in a lot of different ways.
Okay.
But I also know that it's not necessarily like, let's say, how a peer of mine would have been described, right?
Okay.
But I feel like that's what distinguishes the character, right? So people say, a lot of people that know me, they say, oh my God, Vic, you always been this way. You always, like, and I really have. So, but that's my character. So people know me to be this person.
Okay.
My character would be, I'm going to give an example so y'all could laugh. But so my character would be our discussion we had about assets, right?
Okay. Okay.
And so, everybody had their own opinions, own views or whatever. And so today, someone sent me tagged me in something, right, where they were talking about it. And so my response to him was, don't tag me in that bullshit. I said what I said. And his response to me was, and that's exactly who I expect you to be.
Because that's your
Because that's
character.
my character. Like,
That's
I
your
said what I
character.
said. I
Right,
stand
right.
on what I said. And again, that's we're not talking about whether I was right or wrong. We're just talking about character. Like, if I tell you I'm going to do something, they know I'm going to do it because I said I'm going to do it. Character. You are this person. I
Right.
expect you to be this person. Where if I say, hey, Al, I'm going to meet you at such and such place at 3:00, and I don't show up, any of my friends would be like, well, I'm about to call and go crazy because she already said she was going to be here. And she usually,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's not like one of those, I'm not one of those people that don't show. Or
Right.
no call, no, that's my
Right.
character. If I
Right.
tell you I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Even if I
Gotcha.
don't want to do it, I'm
Gotcha.
still going to do it because it's my character.
Okay. Okay.
What's your character like?
Me, I would say I'm blunt. I'm blunt. I mean, a lot of people that knows me know I'm a very blunt individual. I speak my mind, but also too, I'm a very laid back individual. Like I like to read the room. I like to process everything. I'm not really a very outspoken individual. I would say I'm more of a stoic. Right?
I would think a lot of people would disagree with you at this point, brother.
Why you say that?
Boy, the turtle's out the shell. You can't even use that no more. You know, I think that might have been an old characteristic. I think now, you know, like, yeah, because I've known you for a long time, so I know you to be exactly what you're saying as far as being, you know, quiet.
Right.
But seeing the new side, the different sides of you now, I gotta say, you have to remove that part. I think you're very opinionated. I think you're very headstrong. That's just my opinion. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that a
watching,
lot. Yeah, I get that a
observing,
lot.
I think now you're very opinionated. You're very headstrong. You know what I'm saying? And outspoken. You know what I mean? I think you was hitting those gems away from yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just because I don't know. You know, the world is very
Tough.
no, not tough, but you know, judgmental.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you know, I think you come. You know, you're different. You know what I mean?
I get your point.
You're being yourself now. You know?
I get your drift.
Yeah. You know, I think we all need to be that way.
Yeah.
You know, like love us for who we are, or don't love us at all.
At all. Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, yeah,
But
I get you.
I apologize. But go ahead, continue.
No, but that's
Go ahead.
but that's pretty much it, bro. That really much sums it up about myself. You know, I'm a simple individual, man.
Yeah.
As simple as that. Yeah.
Well, for me, I'm just a family man, bro. I'm very my characteristic. I think the thing for me is I've done a lot of wrong in my life. I've done a lot of things that I'm trying to right to make better.
Okay.
And I think the way for me to do that is through my children, right? My kids, the way I treat my wife, the way I view life in general. So I try not to be judgmental. I try not to belittle anybody else's way of living or opinions. So, you know, I try to be more understanding. Before I disagree with somebody, disrespect anybody, I want to have a more, you know, conversation to kind of like get your thinking. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because we're all different. We're individuals. The way I think, you don't think.
Correct.
The way you know what I'm saying? We're all different. And that goes for the world. So for me, I love to learn, you know, and the way to learn, and I love to read as well, but for me, the way to learn is to conversate. So my wife always says, man, you love to talk. But I tell her this, for me, it's a way to learn.
Okay.
Right? So when I come in contact with different people, no matter who they are, what they are, whatever it is, I try to learn something, you know what I'm saying? Because I have a lot of making up to do.
Okay.
'Cause I haven't been the best person in life, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I try to be the balance I wish I had. You know, I'm trying to be the balance that, you know, because there's a lot of teachers, even you remember, bro, it's a lot of teachers that gave up on us, man.
Yeah.
Tell me you
Yeah.
ain't going to be nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember one particular teacher, man, in 7th grade, man, I never forget. You know, he used to bash us, bro. And I used to be like, damn, you know, that's how what you think about us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, yeah, we wild and, you know, sometimes we out of control, but with the right guidance and the right, you know, somebody believing you enough, you'll evolve into something greater, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's what I want to be. I want to be somebody people can say, you know, he saw the best in people and not the worst, you know what
Not the
I'm saying?
worst.
Yeah. bro.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So my character is, I love people.
Yeah.
I love all people. I especially love us. You know that.
Yeah, of course, of
I
course,
love, you
of
know.
course.
So that's my character,
Wow.
man.
Okay.
So,
That's good. That's dope.
yeah, I'm
That's dope.
trying.
Man.
Yeah.
That's dope.
No, you're doing.
Right.
You're doing.
Oh, you stole that.
But also too, what I would say with having good character is having discipline, right? Because you can do good when things are going good for you,
What
but
about-
can you do good when things are going bad for you? Can you do good if you lose your home, if you lose your car, if you lose your job? Because sometimes good people turn bad because the lack of discipline, right? Because life do life,
Yeah,
right?
going
We
life.
go through challenges, right?
Yeah.
So when those challenges come up, are you going to stand 10 toes down and continue to do the right thing,
Right.
right? So that are some of the things that, because I believe with having good character, you got to have good discipline the two go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other.
Yeah,
You know, that's just
and
my
I'm
point
sure
of
you
view.
learned that from sports too.
Yeah, from
'Cause,
sports.
you know, when you're
Right.
playing sports, it's like it's the first thing I learned when I was playing sport was, you know, the we mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to remove selfishness. You got
Mhm.
to think of team. You know,
Yeah.
and character is a major role. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
Are you going to do your job, your part on the field? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You as a running back,
Right.
so you expect your receivers to do what?
The block.
Yeah.
And you
Right.
have to believe that they're going to do that.
They're gonna block.
You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? So it's
Mhm.
character. So I'm believing in your character as a
Mhm.
wide receiver.
Mhm.
When I'm coming on your side, you're gonna
Yeah,
give me
yeah,
that block.
exactly,
So you know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
you learn
Mhm.
that, you know, as we go on.
Okay, I feel like I kind of agree with what you're saying,
Mhm.
AJ. Like, but so for me, my character, I believe, was built over time,
Okay.
but it was built through a lot of hardship,
Adversity.
Mhm.
adversity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like you say, the discipline,
Mhm.
it's something that's learned,
Mhm.
right? It's not something everybody doesn't automatically have it, which is why I think sometimes when like our kids, or this generation of kids, when they
Right.
don't really have any adversity, sometimes we see them struggle with discipline
Mhm.
because they don't have the dynamic to kind of
Mhm.
filter in and out.
Yeah.
I didn't always have adversity all the time, but during the times of
Mhm.
adversity, you have to know how to manage to
Right.
keep going.
Mhm.
So yeah, characters built over time.
Over
But
time.
I've been this way forever. So
Would you guys say, what would you guys say the world today, and I'm not speaking for all other, I'm talking about us, man.
Mhm.
You know me,
Mhm.
I'm talking about we.
Okay.
Would you guys say, like, you know, we like character overall? And I'm not talking about just specifically myself, yourself. I'm talking about we. Do you think we lack character? Because I think if we have character as a whole,
Mhm.
I believe there's a lot of things that would be so different, and
Right.
so much better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I think over time, if we analyze ourselves, if we do self-assessment,
Mhm.
not just, like I said, in general,
Right.
not just ourselves, but everything around us,
Right.
we have to be truthfully honest and say, man, we lack character
Right.
in our communities.
Mhm.
Would you
Yeah,
agree?
I would agree with that because that comes from selfishness. You know, I think, you know, people can be selfish in their ways. I mean, I do see it a lot or whatever because we are individuals. But I know for myself, I always try to do a good deed or whatever, you know, whether I see a person that's homeless on the streets, if I can lift them up, just, you know, just saying something positive to them. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I believe just doing those things or whatever, it helps build my character over time, you know, just having like a special place, a special, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like just a special place in my heart for the individual. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
To answer your question, and this is just from my perspective, I
mhm.
would say no.
Mm-hmm.
I think being that I kind of grew up East Coast and I
Okay.
grew up around different people, thankfully the people I grew up around had good character.
Okay.
Because I learned from my environment, the people I was around, things I got to witness. Not all being great, no, but I've encountered a lot of people that were selfless,
Okay.
and it kind of helped me or showed me along the way. There was a lot, like I hate when I hear, and sadly I've only heard it from people that went to school here in South
Okay.
Florida.
Mhm.
But I hate when I hear like the teacher saying you're not going to be anything or you're not. I hate it because, you know, like I went to school in different states, but I had some really great teachers, male and female, like
Okay.
really, I mean, like really involved, like just going the extra mile, like, and I feel like those things are what kids need, because if you don't have that at home, I've had wonderful male teacher role models, like to show you like this is what it should be like. You know, they're married, they got kids, their kids go to school with us. It was just a different kind of upbringing. So I grew up around that. So I'm watching all these people that have pretty much great character. And of course, naturally, I want to fall in line with the people I'm witnessing and the people that I'm
Right,
around.
right.
So it kind of helped mold me into, you know, that right, wrong.
To piggyback off what you said, Vic, I could kind of see where you're coming from because, like you said, going to school, we did have teachers that kind of lacked the compassion,
decency,
the decency, right, understanding for the students, right. So the way I view it, how my take is this: they probably felt like I got mines.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like I got mines, you better get yours.
I don't think-
that
I-
mentality.
I don't-
That's my
See,
point of
and
view.
The reason why I asked that is because I feel like as a people, and this is not being judgmental, like I said, because boy, I can't judge nobody.
Yeah.
You know, but not to be judgmental, but I feel like overall as a people, I think we lack the decency and the understanding to have compassion for one another. Because so many of us, we only think about ourselves. Like,
Right.
as long as I've got it,
Yeah.
it don't matter what you're going through or what's going on with you. I'm doing good, you know. And I think like as a community, as a people, we can't afford to have that mindset. Because
Right.
we're so far behind. It's going to take a community of all of us to come together to
Right.
kind of like push forward.
Right.
You know, and even when you look at like some of the comments that's being made on the some of our videos, it's very disturbing. Because like
Yeah.
I said, those things are meant to spark a conversation
Right.
of understanding,
Yeah.
not hate.
No disrespect.
You know, it's not about disrespecting one another. And character, to me, plays a major role. Because if you don't have character, you don't understand. Because part of being a man is not doing whatever you want to do. Part of being a man is knowing you can do whatever you want to do, but you choosing to do the right thing.
Did the right thing.
Right? I can wake up in the morning and decide I want to be a menace. Right? I'm going to do whatever I want to do, but that doesn't make me a man.
Right.
Being a man is knowing I could go do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm choosing to do the right things because that's what matters within our community. That's what's needed. You know what I'm saying? And I think so many of us, we miss that.
Yeah.
We don't understand that. You know, it's about self. And
Yeah.
it's a lot bigger than self. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
I
lot
agree.
bigger than
Well,
self.
I think I'm a very compassionate person. I try to be very understanding. I feel like my upbringing made me be very, very understanding.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is like, because I was going through a lot growing up, I understood that my behavior wasn't always what someone else wanted to deal with.
Okay.
Right? And that's something as a little girl, I'm like maybe 8. And I had a full understanding of that.
Okay.
But it helps me to just understand people. A lot of people tell me all the time, like, you're too understanding. Because I'm a very forgiving person. I'm understanding we're all people. We're human. We make mistakes.
Right.
Everybody's not. No one's perfect. And on top of that, if you really don't understand a person's mindset, where they're coming from or why they think a certain way, you may not agree with them. So when it comes back to, like, the comments, it's kind of sad to watch because you just watch people kind of tear each other apart. And it's all for nothing. It's all for basically misunderstanding.
Right.
Or even if it's not, they don't want to look at it as a misunderstanding. It's a disagreement. Because I don't agree with you, I'm going to rip you apart and rip your
Right.
character apart, rip who you are apart. And it's like,
insult you.
yeah, insulting, but it's like, you never met me. You
Right.
don't know me. You may have saw, whether you saw a 1-minute reel or a 30-minute episode.
Right.
You still actually don't know that person to make such a huge judgment.
Right.
And so I look at the comments and it to me, it doesn't make me upset. It just makes me sad for those people because that means that that's how far your mind can go.
Right.
That this is where you go to just because you don't like what someone said. And further to go deeper into that is like when I said lanes. It was never to be disrespectful to anyone because
Okay.
at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure there's people that I'm not in their lane. I won't go in your lane. I'm staying out of your way. It was more of being understanding. Everything is not for everybody, and that should be okay. I should be able to feel how I feel, you feel how you feel, and we can acknowledge, hey, we don't feel the same,
Right.
and still be okay. That doesn't mean I have to hate you, talk about you badly, or anything. And to me, that's character. Character is being able to say, look, man, we just don't agree, you know, and that's okay. But it seems like character, everybody doesn't have it, and it's really hard to kind of pinpoint where the problem is, I think, because in the comments I'm trying to understand where, like, let's say some ladies are coming from, and I understand, okay, you may have had a terrible upbringing. Some commenters, they do kind of go into detail about things
Okay.
that happen to them, and so it sheds a better light on why their opinion is so strong, you know,
Right.
about one thing. So then at that point I can understand where you're coming from. I didn't experience it, I'm not there with you, but I can get where you're coming from. And the guys, I'm gonna just be honest, I can't. I it's hard for me. I'm just being honest. It's very, very hard for me to understand it because a lot of the guys, they feel so strongly, and again, they're entitled to. You're entitled to feel how you want to feel.
Right.
But then if I'm looking and you're getting into a conversation, you're saying, well, my mom was a single mom. And it's like, but then you're on here just digging and digging and digging at these women. It loses me. It's not for me to understand. I don't dislike you. I don't hate you. I just don't understand.
Right.
And for me, that's my character. I don't have to hate you. Even if you say something really bad to me, I do not have to hate you. I can go about my business and say, you know what? This is not for me to get.
Right, right. I mean, the same here with me. I mean, like, I've seen some people say some real bad things in the comments about me, but I'm not going to, you know, lose my character to go respond to them or whatever, because I feel like, why should I come down from the heavens to respond to a person that don't even know me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my boy said the heavens.
You know, so that's just my thing.
You know, in all actuality, you know, as disappointing as it may be or it may seem, you have to kind of find joy in it. And what I mean by that is because now we're able to pinpoint what the problem is. See, the problem is so many of us, we're so quick to judge.
Yeah.
We're not quick to listen. See, I could have a misunderstanding with either one of you guys.
Right.
The point is to gain understanding.
Right.
Why do you think the way you think? Why do I think the way I think? You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to spark conversation.
Right.
The name calling and the insult, to me, that shows a lack of integrity.
Yeah.
It also shows, too, like, you know, I'm part of certain men. I call it revenge of the nerds, in my opinion. The reason why I call it revenge of the nerds is because now so many of you guys, I feel like, when we was in grade school, middle school, high school, some of the things that us dudes was enjoying as fruits of our labors, being that the way we were, we didn't really care about much of certain things. You know, we didn't have goals. We were just being young and out there, just living life, talking to different girls and running around. Not saying it was the right things to do, but we enjoy our youth.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of dudes, you know, they were in the dark. There was never a spotlight on them.
Okay.
So whether you was in class, nobody noticed. Whether you was absent, nobody noticed. You were the guy that nobody paid attention to. And now that we're older and you feel like, well, I'm making X amount of money, or you in the gym, you working out, and now you become a standard of what a man, you feel like, you know, you feeling yourself. Now it's a bashing season. That's a revenge of the nerd. Because, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, as a man, a characteristic of a man, woman, whomever, is to have understanding, because I want to understand everybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to judge nobody because I'm so easy to judge. Like any, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I tell my daughters, tell my wife known me for a long time, been working for 24 years.
Yeah.
And I tell my daughters, I wasn't shit. You know, I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of, but I learned from them, I evolved. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to blame women for my mistakes. I'm not going to blame a woman for mirroring my actions, the acts that I committed, because I understand evolution.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand evolution, but I'm trying to right my wrongs.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah,
Character.
I see what you're saying.
I'm trying to
Character.
right my wrongs.
Right.
And because I believe that we're only here for a moment. Because let's be honest, brother, we talk, right? One of the things we said, this is the second, we use football analogy.
Yeah, analogy,
We're
correct.
in our second half.
Yeah.
Right? We're here for a moment, then
We're gone.
but the babies that we have that we're raising, they're going to still be here. So it's on us to make the world a better place. You know, you have kids, you have kids, I have kids. We need to come together and find understanding and not try to belittle one another. Because that doesn't bring, to me, it only brings, you know,
Division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we don't need that as a people, man. And I can't stress it enough. We're so far behind. It don't matter what you may personally have. Well, I got a big house. Brother,
Not
that's
talking
not
about
what we're
that.
talking about. You were looking at yourself. I'm talking about as a community. And I know so many people say, well, that's not my business as long as I'm taking care of mine. But we can't afford that mentality, you know, because our kids still have to live in this world.
Right.
And it's a dog-eat-dog world. Because you got to think about it. The little kid that's starving and hungry, he grows up to become a wolf. And when he becomes a wolf, your child that you're raising in proper manners, in a proper way, that's not a wolf.
They got to deal with that.
They got to deal with that monster.
But that's why they need that adversity.
They got, because, you know, I was talking to my cousin, man, and I love him so much. We were talking. He said, man, cuzzo, you know, our kids are not like us. I said, thank you, God. Because, thank you, God. You know, and he's like, man, but you got to think about the monsters that's out there. We're not even, our kids are not king or won't know how to survive. I said, I know. Because he was telling me the dynamic of the show, you know, we need to be more like what everyone else is doing. And I was trying to explain to him the dynamic of the show was trying to change
Hmm.
tomorrow today,
Mhm.
so that everybody can coexist
Mhm.
within our
Mhm.
community.
And have camaraderie.
Yes.
Camaraderie.
Camaraderie, and have
right.
respect for each other.
Right.
Because, and that's how we got into the conversation of the wolves.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, my child is not a wolf.
Mhm.
My child is a regular, my babies, my daughters and my son are going to be good human beings,
Mhm.
that's going to think community first,
Mhm.
family.
Mhm.
You
So
know?
I have a question that
Mhm.
I want to pose to you guys.
Okay.
I seen it recently, social. I can't remember what platform, but it was a question that was asked, and I thought it was a statement that was made, and I thought it
Mhm.
was interesting. So the statement was that people that are raised off of survival basically are deemed more dangerous than people that are raised off of love, right?
Mhm.
How do you guys feel about that?
To a certain extent, I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
With that statement, depending on their environment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like, I think if the parents was shitty, 9 out of 10, that person may be shitty as well. Because if they're coming off of survival and all they're seeing in their household is chaos, I'm not saying that every child, but you pick up on things that's evolved around your environment. And I think sometimes that's what create the monsters, that creates the wolves.
Right. That's why I asked when
Yeah.
we were talking about the
Yeah.
wolves.
Yeah, because survival, like,
Mhm.
I know a lot of dudes that grew up off
Mhm.
survival.
Mhm.
Mhm.
They got to figure out how they going to eat.
Mhm.
They got to figure out how to get their own clothes and shoes,
Mhm.
and they'll do anything. They'll
Yeah.
rob anybody,
That's what I'm
take
saying.
from anybody.
Right.
So, yeah, I do agree with that,
Mhm.
because a child that's grown off of love
Mhm.
and taken care of and being nurtured,
Mhm.
they don't have the same instinct as
Instincts,
somebody who's
yeah.
a wolf. And those child that's grown off of love, they're more prone to be taken advantage of from a
Mhm.
wolf.
Mhm.
Because when a wolf come around, he's gonna play under you,
Right.
Mhm.
like he's your friend.
Sneaky,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
and
a
he-
fox.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Yeah.
slime you every
Mhm.
time because you unaware.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me,
Mhm.
even though I'm raising my children off love,
Mhm.
Mhm.
I still give them certain understanding
Yeah.
of what certain things look like. Because one of
Mhm.
my oldest daughter, she don't play that. She can't. My second oldest daughter, she's more like, she wants to have fun, and
She's getting there.
yeah, she's gonna get there.
Mhm.
It's all about evolution.
Yeah,
It's all
Mhm.
about
she's getting
evolution.
there.
Okay. That's dope. Okay.
Okay. Well, I found the statement just to be very interesting.
Mhm.
Me myself,
Mhm.
I believe, although I did have a lot of love around me,
Mhm.
I'm always conflicted when I hear those statements because I believe I was raised off survival.
Okay.
Just being that kid where my parents were young,
Mhm.
so I
Mhm.
kind of lived with family. So for
Mhm.
me, in my mindset, the way I looked at it
Mhm.
for a very long time was that I just had to survive.
Okay.
And I never looked at it like, well, I'm going to take off of your plate or I'm going to take from you.
Mhm.
My mindset,
Mhm.
all growing up off of survival was I have to make it. Like, no
Yeah.
matter what,
Mhm.
I have to make it.
Right.
So my grades were important to me. Going
Mhm.
to college, doing good,
Yeah.
kind of beating the odds that were around me,
Mhm.
that was important to me. Because
Okay.
so that was the survival that I grew up. That's what kept me going. That's
Okay.
that's what made me graduate early, because it
Mhm.
was survival mode. Like, I have to make it. I have
Right.
to get to where I'm trying to go.
Right.
I set my goals when I was very young. I was like first grade. I told my grandma what I was going to do in my career, how I was going to do it, how I was, for me, the survival was getting there.
Right.
But I did have love around me.
Right. You had
So-
you had good great grandparents.
Yeah, I
You
had
good
grandparents. I
characters.
had great
Right.
aunts. I mean,
Right.
I had love around
Yeah,
me.
that's what I'm
But
saying. Right.
I was definitely, it was a lot of survival. It was a lot of, I don't have a choice.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah. Oh,
It's
that's all right.
interesting.
Any
Yeah.
last thoughts, brother?
No, that's pretty much. It's pretty much what I want to say. But the most important thing, like I said, you gotta have discipline, man.
Yeah.
You got to. Gotta have discipline.
And my last thoughts is
Mhm.
this, man. Again, I don't judge nobody, man,
Mhm.
because I don't want nobody to judge me. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I just wish for us to become more aware.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? More loving towards each other, more understanding towards each other.
yeah.
Even when we disagree, we can disagree to
Mhm.
disagree. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
Hmm.
And have that understanding. But let's have camaraderie
Yeah.
amongst ourselves and
Mhm.
respect towards one another.
Mhm.
And we have to stop that bashing, when we insulting one another.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That doesn't get us anywhere as a people,
Right.
And that's my hope.
Mhm.
That's my dream,
Mhm.
that's what I would love to see
Right.
within our community.
The
you know what I'm
community.
saying?
Right.
both male and female.
Mhm,
You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? So we gotta evolve into something greater.
Right.
But that's our show for today, man. You know, it's character. Character is all about doing the right things even when it hurts.
When it hurts, correct.
You know,
Mhm.
being a man is being a man. Being a woman is being a woman.
Mhm.
We do things sometimes we don't want to do, but
Mhm.
we got to do it because it's better for us all. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just keep that in mind. You know, next time, you know, you guys dislike something we say, instead of being insulting, you know, let's conversate. Let's talk about it. You know, let's have a more productive conversation in
Mhm.
the comment section.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can learn to understand the way we think and why we think certain way
Mhm.
without judging. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I don't want you to judge me, and I don't want to judge any of you.
Right.
But I do want us to be better. Would you agree?
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, I agree.
So with that, with much love and respect to everybody out there, this is our show.
Mhm.
Character. Peace. Love. Oh, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and
Hit the like button.
and we appreciate you guys for the support and the love you guys been giving us.
Yeah.
Keep commenting.
Yes, thank you so much.
Keep
love.
the conversation going.
Blessings.
Peace.